Mets hosting the Phillies, and the Phillies are minus 125 on the money line. The Mets are plus 115. Over under 8.5 runs. The Phillies, laying a run and a half, are plus 135, meaning if you bet them that way, they have to win by two. And the Mets, getting a run and a half on the run line, are minus 155, meaning if you bet them that way and they win this game outright, you win. They lose by one, you win. Now, head to head, the home team is 6-4. The Mets are on a 2-game winning streak against the Phillies. The Mets are 8-2 against the Phillies in their last 10. The underdog is 6-4 on the money line. The underdog getting a run and a half on the run line is 7-3. There have been 4 one-run games in their last 10 meetings. The over/under is 5-5, and the under 8.5 runs is 7-3 in their last 10. And just for those who are wondering what the wind is like, the wind is blowing out of Citi Field towards left center field, more so towards left, at 9.2 miles an hour right now. And before you bet on this game, go to a site like covers.com. It'll show you the odds, it'll show you the stats, and it'll also show you the direction and the speed of the wind in the stadium. Now, Nola pitched 5 times against the Mets last year, and the Phillies did not win a single game that Nola started against the Mets last year. 3 1/3, 3 runs, 3 earned. They lost 9-6. 6 innings, 3 runs, 3 earned. They lost 3-0 in New York. 7 innings, 1 run, 1 earned. They lost that game 8-7. That was in Philadelphia. 8 innings, 1 run, 1 earned. They lost 1-0 in New York. 5 innings, 5 runs, 5 earned. They lost that game 7-2, and that was in Philadelphia. Now, Carrasco pitched once against the Phillies last year. 5 2/3, 5 runs, 5 earned. They won that game 8-6 in New York. The Phillies are 5-5 as a team with Nola on the mound. He's averaging 6 1/3 innings pitched and 5.6 strikeouts per game in those games. The Mets are 3-2 as a team with Carrasco on the mound. They've won his last 3 starts. He's averaging 5 innings pitched and 3 strikeouts per game in those games. Now, in their last handful of games against each other, the Mets won yesterday 2-0. The game before that, the Mets won 10-9. The game before that, the Phillies won 4-1. And the game before that, the Mets won 8-2. In their last handful of games overall, the Phillies have dropped their last 2 games. They're 2-2 in their last 4 and 5-5 in their last 10. 10 runs, 3 runs, 15 runs, and 2 runs. 6 runs and a win, 2 runs and a win, 4 runs and a loss, shutout and a loss. The Mets are also 2-2 in their last 4, and they are 6-4 in their last 10. 7 runs, 17 runs, 21 runs, and 2 runs. 5 runs in a win, 7 runs in a loss, 10 runs in a loss, and 2 runs in a win. The Mets have dominated the Phillies, and the fact that they are an underdog, I understand Carrasco isn't having the greatest year, but Nola did not beat the Mets once last year. So I'm going to take the Mets here. Mets with the money line, Mets getting the runs and the over. These are just my picks. If you disagree, please go with your gut, and please bet responsibly.